YouTube, what's going on? Kyle from ePoolSupply. Today we've got a special little treat where we're going to actually dive into Polaris's Vac-Sweep 280 pressure side pool cleaner and start doing some quick fixes. Stay tuned. Alright guys, and we're back. So we got another quick fix video for you guys on Polaris's Vac-Sweep 280 pressure side pool cleaner. In today's video, we want to actually show you guys how to remove and detach the tail sweep from the cleaner itself. So if you guys aren't too familiar with the cleaner, it's actually attached to the main feed mass tube here where your actual main hose comes in from your booster pump. And so this is where all of your pressure goes. This feed mass is actually what feeds every portion of the cleaner, so this is your main connection point for a lot of the functionality of the cleaner. And in this case, as you guys can see, it kind of pushes off here, which is actually for the float of the cleaner, down to the actual tail sweep, which if you're familiar with a pressure cleaner, this tail sweep constantly whips around behind the cleaner, which helps get the dust up, as well as push stuff around so that when the cleaner does come back through, it can actually get all of that dirt and debris off of your floor. So it is important that you do have your tail sweep on. It's a critical part to the cleaner. So if you're running into issues where your tail sweep won't stay on, it can come down to two things. One, you may have your pressure set a little bit too high, which we'll actually talk about in another video, which is actually your sweep hose adjustment. So this actually will release and increase the pressure that's given down the feed mass tube to the tail sweep, or you're running into issues with it being connected to the feed mass tube here. Maybe the hose isn't on enough, or maybe it's not sealed enough because your hose clamp has seen better days, or maybe because it's just not there. In a pinch, you may be able to get away with a zip tie to make sure that this tail sweep actually attaches to the feed mass. In this case, they actually make a dedicated hose clamp. So they are a little bit more difficult to remove. They're not easy because they are meant to just kind of pinch on and stay on. So typically they end up breaking before you would ever actually need to remove it to replace your tail sweep. But if for some reason your hose clamp's great and your tail sweep has seen better days, I'm going to show you guys a little trick on how I like to get the hose clamps off. I like to take a flathead screwdriver, and essentially you're just trying to push the teeth and separate the teeth on the hose clamp so that you can actually pinch it enough with your fingers to separate them. You can't actually pull them apart because of the way it locks in, similar to a zip tie. So the only way to actually release the hose clamp is to kind of push in opposite directions so that you're actually sliding these apart to be able to separate them and slide them off of the cleaner itself. So once you guys actually get this hose clamp off, the simple process of removing the tail sweep or attaching a new one is very easy. You're just going to kind of go ahead and wiggle back and forth. This is going to be the same type of tube that your regular hose uses, so you guys are pretty familiar with it. It is malleable, so you can actually, manipulate the hose a little bit. It's a rubber hose, so it does allow you to kind of stretch and contract. So in this case, you're looking at this feed mass tube. It does have a little nippled edge here that actually has a portion here to help eliminate the hose from sliding right off. But like I said, hose clamps, zip ties, crucial, because once the booster pump's hooked up on here and this cleaner's going, just having the hose sitting on here, it's going to blow off and you're going to run into issues. So if you're replacing the tail sweep, or if you're just going to go ahead and install a new one anyways, typically the new hose is not going to have this bowed out portion, so you do need to manipulate it a little bit more to get it over the edge. So in this case, since this one was the same one that we used, it's pretty simple, but you're just going to kind of do the same thing. You just kind of want to wiggle it on, and you're getting it butt up to the lip on the feed mass tube here so that it gives you enough girth here on the feed mass tube to actually grab with your hose clamp. So once you push the new one on and you get it butt up as tight as you can here, you're gonna go ahead, take your zip tie, take your hose clamp, whatever you got here, go ahead and make sure that it's as far back as you can, and then you're just gonna tighten that thing down so that you can't actually physically pull the tail sweep off. So if you're running into issues where it's still, you put the hose in, you put this clamp on and you're still able to pull it off, it may be an issue with your feed mask tube. So make sure you guys check out our other videos. We'll get to the point where we show you guys how to replace this feed mask tube as well. But if you don't have that problem, and once you get that zip tie on, you're good to go, then this is the video for you guys on how to replace that. So once again, we showed you guys how to remove the hose clamp, remove and install a new tail sweep on the cleaner to make sure everything works properly for you guys. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We got a ton of videos coming your way. I really appreciate you watching. Kyle with ePoolSupply. We'll see you next time.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Subscribe today if you haven't subscribed. Check out the links below, and we got a lot more content coming your way. Thank you.